Hello and welcome to DragonSphere, my first ever Let's Play. This game is a game that I've actually only beaten once, so I'm doing a semi-blind playthrough. It's a game that I really enjoy. It's a lot like Legend of Kyrandia, less known though. But it's just one of those really great point-and-click adventure games. So let's just go ahead and jump in. I'm gonna load a save that I've already got, or I'm gonna press the start button. We're just gonna do novice because I'm not very good at this game. Let's be honest here.
The DragonSphere stirs, my lord, and more powerfully than before.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you saw in the intro, Sandway's not too very happy.
Very well. Await me in the council chamber.
Yeah, I guess I can be a pretty nice king. Sure, something like that.
As you wish, my lord. Your mother and I await your pleasure.
If you have never seen Kalahash's mother, she is a horrible looking woman. Like, she just screams evil. Oh, let's lay around here for a while. Let's just take a look around. Like a fireplace, we got some tapestries, some swords, and some random shields here on the wall. You know, nice little laced windows, you know, typical medieval place. Alright, let's go ahead and get up. Roll out of bed, stand straight up, wash our face off, of course. Why not? You know, no, we don't need a full bath, we just need, you know, just wash our face. Before you do anything at all in the morning, you always need a good wash. Now you feel better. You briefly consider shaving, but decide not to. You might as well get used to roughing it. Unfortunately, your valet is not yet used to his duties and forgot to leave a towel. You'll just have to air dry. Oh, there's an arm. Oh, there's a sleeve. Aha! Now much better. Much better. Your teacher of etiquette always said, do nothing in the clothes in which you sleep except sleep. Despite the few exceptions, you've discovered that as you grew older, you found it to be pretty sound advice. Now, dressed in your traveling clothes, you feel ready for anything. What was it you meant to do next? Alright, this is officially the part where the game begins. We can do whatever we want now, well, within reason, obviously. But I'm just actually going to go over here and I'm going to look at this wonderful book here at my nightstand. It's a book of love poems given you by your wife as a present on your wedding day. An odd thing for a woman to give a man, but she's a very special woman. You keep it by your bed and leaf through it now and then. We're actually going to open it up and we're going to look through some of those poems. Hee. Fondly you leaf through the pages, skimming well-remembered verses like, how do I love thee, let me count the ways, and soft, what light through yonder windows break. You think then of Fiona, your wife, and a tear comes to your eye. She closed the book. Suppose you never see her again. It's a little sad, but it's kind of nice knowing, you know, you got a wife and whatnot. Alright, my crown. Totally gotta put on my crown, right, you know? I'm gonna look at that. The robe and crown, your royal seals of office, are to remain where they are until you've completed your quest. The crown is simple and unadorned. The robe a shade of powder blue you wouldn't wish on your worst enemy. So basically, if you didn't really get it from the intro, whether you watched it or not, King Kalahash has said that he will not take up the mantle of royalty. I had to think of words there. He will not pick up his crown or his robe, and he will not be a king until Sandway the sorcerer is destroyed. A noble quest. If we can, you know, complete it. You know, I mean, we are just one man after all. Let's go ahead and walk over here to the Queen's room, because for whatever reason, there is a custom saying that they have to be separate. Don't know why. Really weird. You know, it's pretty nice, you know, very quaint. A little bit more decorated. I can see some flowers here and there. We can even look at these flowers too. Fiona has put up several small bunches of flowers about the room. She says this practice adds color and a pleasant smell. She has them placed 2 or 3 times a week. Oh, it's always nice, you know, make it smell nice and whatnot. We can also look at the bed. The niceties of the castle protocol demand that the king and queen sleep in separate chambers, but you are married, and it is perfectly acceptable to visit. That's what the connecting door is for. The thought of your wife brings back in full force the magnitude of the peril you're in. You must defeat the sorcerer. You have too much to live for. It's nice to know, you know. Got all sorts of feelings for your wife and whatnot. Ooh, diaries. Let's take a little look-see here at these diaries. These look like Fiona's personal diaries, perhaps spanning back many years. Though you normally wouldn't consider such a thing, the thought of your possible fate makes you consider reading them, if only to know Fiona a little better. I should be able to open these like I did with the other one. Here we go. Leafing through. Your desperate curiosity finally overcomes your natural respect for other people's property. Leafing through quickly, you find that the first book is from 20 years ago when the sorcerer was first challenged. The other is very recent. A message in the first book catches your eye. It says, "My husband-to-be, the prince, has ridden off with his father and Nair Tom the wizard. They are going to face the sorcerer Sanway to try and imprison or destroy him forever. I fear for the prince. Will I be a widow before I am even married?" You had no idea she was worried back then. Of course, at 13, you're not always aware of everything going on around you. Oh, that makes him 33 now. I guess... No, that doesn't make sense. Maybe it does. I guess if his father was still alive, then yeah, it makes sense. Because he'd probably only become king unless his father died, and I guess his father lived quite a long while. It was pretty cool. I had never actually looked at the diaries before. I didn't realize that they were there until recently. Oh, he's leafing through more. You switch to the second book and spry another interesting entry. 20 years later, and the sorcerer's curse is nigh. My husband, now the king, is in mortal danger. Nair Tom cannot defeat Sanway. There is no other to help, but we cannot just sit and wait for the sorcerer to strike. I feel so helpless. With a heavy heart, you close the diaries and return them to their place on the shelf. For Fiona's sake, you must defeat the sorcerer. You must. Aww. That's kind of sad. I always liked Fiona as a character. She's really, really secondary, but she's a good woman. She means well in everything that she does. We're gonna go ahead and go through the hallway. Very bland, boring hallway. Not much really going on here. Oh, their slow walk speed. We're going to slowly make our way across. Ah, yes. Beautiful tapestry of a horse and a man in a shield. The man looks like he's got white skin. That's interesting. And then the meeting room down here. Ah, all sorts of books. We got antlers. We can leaf through the... Well, I don't think we can leaf through the books, but we can look at them, though. Your father's collection of rare volumes includes several apocryphal... Oh, boy. Apocryphal histories, some fairy fiction, and 6-volume set of the Decadent Empire, a fictional history that your father forbid you to read when you were young. Now, perhaps you could see what all the fuss was about. Ah, my English is going to be wonderful when I'm reading all of this. Please bear with me, folks. Alright. Ah, my wonderful brother.
Sorry, brother. I was just thinking, and this was a convenient place to sit.
I'm sure it was. Yeah, I don't like you.
When I am dead, you may sit there, not before.
Cal grant that never happened, Kalish.
Yeah, you make me think of Archibald Iron Fist, Roland's brother from the Heroes of Might and Magic 2. Yeah, I don't like you.
If I do not defeat the sorcerer, it might.
True. Or perhaps you'll end up in the dungeon one of these days. You know how it is.
Oh. It's actually a bit of foreshadowing if you've played the game. I didn't notice that before. I guess I was firm with him in the first bit of dialogue, and then I always just kind of backed off, because, I don't want to be a jerk to my brother. He's still my brother.
Yes. Peace be with you, McMore.
And with you be peace.
Oh, yes, the niceties. Yeah, that's right. Get out, leave, where I'll never find you again. There's never anyone in the castle, except for the scullery maid. Everyone else just kind of gone. Ah, the fabled DragonSphere. It loops very slowly, but in this state you can actually every once in a while... Yeah, there it goes. You can see the dragon's head just kind of turn a look at you. Let's see, we should be able to touch it. Yeah. The sphere feels much like crystal, but it is not a physical thing. It is a spell sphere created by Nair Tom. It is cold and hard to the touch, and you can feel the roughness where the cracks have begun to spread across its surface. I don't think there's any... Well, there's a couple, like there's a little crack there, and I think there's a little one there, maybe right there. But other than that, it doesn't have much cracks in it yet, but as the game develops, we'll start to get a lot of those. Alright, so let's go ahead and go back. And I'm actually going to go back, back through this door into the ballroom. Filthy, filthy ballroom. Just ridiculous. Now, you'd think that there's nothing of interest in here. There's actually a goblet over here, just like 4 pixels of a goblet, with a muffled oath at someone's carelessness. You take the goblet and store it in your traveling pack, lest someone overlooks it and throws it in the servant's tub. And you don't have to grab this here and now, but I like to go ahead and do it just so I don't have to worry about it later. But you're actually going to need to take this bone over here. What a kingly thing to do. Eating partially eaten food, even food that's been on the ground, has never bothered you. You don't have time for a formal meal, so you grab the bone. Yay! Let's talk to this wonderful woman here for a bit. See what she has to say as she scrubs away at the floor.
Hard at work, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning, my lord. I trust you slept well.
She makes me think of the Faeries' voices. I did sleep well. What else do you gotta say?
Greetings, most dutiful maiden.
Oh, look at me being flirtatious.
Good morning, my lord. I trust you slept well.
Oh, is that all you say? Let's try again. I've heard you can talk to her multiple times.
Well done, maiden. Keep up the good work.
Well, at least I'm being nice to her.
'Tis hard work, my lord, but I do it gladly.
Oh, that's always good. Any more?
'Tis pity I'm married.
Well, alrighty. That works too.
Goodness, lord, you make me blush.
You don't sound very sincere about that. Oh, Lord, you make me blush. Oh.
Well done, maiden. Keep up the good work.
Thank you for noticing me, my king.
Oh, it's no problem. Alright. Now to something a little more important. The council room, where I get to meet some wonderful people.
You've seen the DragonSphere.
I have.
I pray you're not still resolved to go alone.
I mean, just look at her. She's the queen. Well, okay, she's the king's mother, so technically I don't think she's the queen anymore. I don't remember what she's called, though. I don't remember her title. But she just radiates evil? I don't know. Maybe I watched too many Disney movies with stepmothers are evil. I don't know.
I am.
Tirnoch Bronway is deadly, my lord. Why not wait safely here? Hide from the sorcerer, or at least meet him on your own ground.
I'm not a coward, and I don't want him to get this close to you. I love you after all. You're my wife.
If we wait, Sanhui will only become more powerful as he recovers from the spell of imprisonment. I must go to his tower before he wakes fully.
Will you not reconsider and take the army, my lord? I beg you.
Nah, that sounds like a bad idea.
Nay, even weakened, the sorcerer has powerful spells that could destroy an army once he knew they were coming. One man, traveling alone, is anonymous. This is my responsibility and the legacy of my fathers. I will face the sorcerer alone.
He is headstrong, like his father. Let us gift him and wish him Godspeed.
Well, thanks.
Thank you.
I have for you a sword of magical sharpness. May you use it to strike Sanhui's head from his shoulders.
Although it is said that no sword may harm Sanhui, perhaps it will have other uses. And I have for you a small shielding spell, like the one that surrounds Sanhui's tower. Hurl this spear at an enemy to imprison him within a field of magic.
These were my father's, were they not?
That's right. And they never failed him. May they never fail you. Goodbye, my son.
Goodbye, woman.
Good luck, husband. Please be careful.
I will be as careful as a king can be. Controlled by a gamer chick over here. Yeah, get out. Okay, so we're gonna walk over here. And we are going to take this wonderful sword. You lift the sword, feeling its comforting heft before attaching it to your belt. As an afterthought, you flip your cloak over the scabbard, since seeing the king armed as if for battle might alarm some people. Yeah, I can understand that. I mean, you see the President of the United States suddenly walking out of the White House with some guns in tow, you're gonna freak out a little bit. Alright, let's go ahead and take the shield stone as well. The shimmering gray sphere feels warm to your touch as you secrete it in your traveler's pouch, easily accessible for quick use. It's strange wording. Ooh, documents. Let's look at these. These papers are all blank. The Baron at the seat is a cautious man and made sure that none of his notes and messages were left at his seat where others might read them. Sounds like someone's a little suspicious. What about this one over here? One of the nobles apparently left behind some papers. You start to turn away, but a burning curiosity born of your perilous situation makes you look again. The notes are fragmentary, as if he were composing a letter of proclamation. It reads as follows. If the tales are true, the sorcerer Sandway is about to emerge from the tower and wreak terrible vengeance. Court magician Nair Tom has disappeared. It is the king's only hope to venture forth and duel with the sorcerer himself. The king decrees no baron intercede in this matter. Would I have been brave enough and loyal enough to volunteer? Perhaps that is why he made this decree, so none of us would be forced to make that choice. He is a good king. Oh, that's nice, you know, people like me, yeah. Being liked is always a good thing. But this last one. Anything juicy? This noble that has this seat has left behind some writing. Is it a note of some kind that was either passed to or from one of the other nobles? It reads as follows. But if the king were to die as the sorcerer has decreed, what then? Magmorn is the king's brother, but he is cruel and greedy and not fit to rule. What other choice have we? A bloody succession war? Which of us will agree to make the other king? Succession war. Still reminds me a lot of Heroes too. Alright, now that we've got all that we need, as far as I know there is absolutely nothing in the guard room that we need and nothing that pertains to us at this moment, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to head to the courtyard and we're going to start meeting my subjects. Oh, because you know they're all waiting for me and my slow little saunter down to the courtyard and the castle gates. Haystacks and barrels welcoming us. Woohoo! Alright, I like to talk to this gentleman over here first. Shape changer.
So you're the king, eh? Listen, if you're traveling, you have to visit Slathan Neepatan.
Why do you crave this boon?
I want you to see the way your subjects are treated, feared, and hated by others, outcast in our own land. Why do you let this go on?
Probably because I just became king a day ago and I don't know about it.
I don't understand. Why does this happen?
Our shifting powers are shunned by the other races. They're afraid we'll take their very identities away from them. We're so misunderstood. If only you would come to Slathan and speak to our wise men, you wouldn't be so ignorant.
Well, yeah.
So you're a shapeshifter, eh?
No, I just pretend to be one.
Aye, that I am. And I apologize for being blunt. We shapeshifters can be defensive, given the way we're treated by the other races. Would it be so tough to visit our land?
I'll try if I can,
If
sure.
other matters allow, I will come to see your plight.
You know, I'm a good man.
Ask about the Cave of Shifting Dreams. You'll learn much there. Everyone does.
Alright, let's saunter on over here and talk to this wonderful, very tall, very pale-skinned man.
Greetings, man of Soptus Ecliptus. What is your name?
The people of Soptus Ecliptus are actually probably my favorite of these races that are in this world. Like, the shape changers are really cool, but the way that the men of Soptus Ecliptus are, and the Caliph, they're so cool in the way they talk and their mannerisms. I really like it.
My name is Tilshavet, the Traveler. I come from Desert Far, a message to bring to thee. Our kingdoms, too, have enjoyed prosperity large. We are friends great. But never have you visited our Caliph.
By the way, the Caliph is probably one of my favorite characters Just because when you play that game with him, for those of you who have played DragonSphere before, when you play that game with him, I will get addicted to that game. I actually really like the game that you two play together. It's fun. Frustrating, but fun.
How can a man alone cross the desert?
Sorry.
There are friends of the Softus living in the desert. With friends, any man can cross the desert great.
Why suggest this now? You have never before asked for such a visit.
I think it's really interesting that he added that bit of dialogue without changing the text, or rather having the actor say that extra line. I didn't realize it was there until I recently replayed the game, partially.
Well said. Time is now, for our shamans have discovered portents large concerning you. Mysteries many our shamans can untangle. Caliph also desires visit.
I bet he does. He's awesome.
Perhaps I could come later, after I have dealt with the sorcerer.
Well, yeah, I mean, your sorcerer comes first, obviously.
Pecadoli micratum, et cali abrastum, as my people say. This means, if you don't prepare, then you will be late. Understand? Quest important you may have, but time is now to prepare with visit. I tell you extra secret little. Admiration lavish is Softus' way. This impressed greatly, Caliph.
Looking at the way their grammar of the sentence works, part of it makes me think of the Latin language. Just very, very, very small parts of it. Just where the verbs are placed, and I don't know. They just make me think of Latin. Sorry,
Could you tell
random
me
little
again?
detail.
What was that phrase you used?
You mean pecadoli micratum, et cali abrastum? It means, if you don't prepare, then you will be late. Farewell for now, King of the North.
I'll walk across the market. Alright. Time to talk to this wonderful thing. I hate them.
Hee, lucky me. Come to look, and the king I see. Oops. Sorry, Majesty. Fairies speak in rhyme to annoy fair ones like you. It's a bad habit.
It is a very bad habit. It's a very annoying habit. Your voice. You don't wish to annoy me?
You don't wish to annoy me?
Of course not. Oh, sorry.
Oh no. I'm an ambassador. I can't afford to be as rude as other fairies. After all, you're the king. The only fair one we have respect for.
Only me? No one else?
Why respect the fair king and no other?
Fair ones are our friends, even if we don't respect them. And kings are important to us, since we have our own king, in addition to being subjects of the fair king. Thus, the king of the fair is to be respected over all others.
I think it's interesting that they do have both, like, two kings. They've got, king of themselves, but they've got, the other king that they follow, the king of Grand Calahatch. I think it's kind of interesting. You don't typically see that, I don't believe.
There is a fairy king?
Yes, indeed. The great butterfly king, oldest living fairy, and great friend to the fair ones. Surely you must meet him, for he is a powerful magician. If the rumors of your quest are true, you owe it to yourself to the butterfly king first.
And where will I find him?
And where will I find the great butterfly king?
Seek the magic forest of Bryn Fan, and get ready for the trial of the forest maze. If you can succeed at that, they will let you see our king. Sorry, Lord, but that is our law when dealing with fair ones.
Fair enough, everyone's got their rules. Why do you want to annoy us, though?
Why do you seek to annoy fair ones?
Because it's fun. Our wise men argue the question endlessly, and have lots of theories. Testing our limits, learning fair one behavior, hidden hostility. I don't know. Perhaps you should ask our king.
I can go ahead and do that. let's go ahead and end this dialogue because I am
so
cutting
nice
close
to
on
have met
time.
you. I must go now.
And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and
Fair. May your children be a blessing to you.
I'll go ahead and stop right here. I'll bring up the wonderful menu and I will save it. You can see I've got a save actually right at this location, but I'm going to go ahead and save over that. And I will catch everyone in the next one. Thank you very much for watching.